They're married to men, but they sleep with women in secret. Their husbands don't know that their wives are sleeping with women. These women, they pretend like they're not married, or they'll let you know that they're married, but they'll make it seem as if they are miserable. They make statements such as, "Oh, well, he's just the father of my children. I can't wait for this marriage to be over. I'm so unhappy with him. I've always wanted to be with a woman." And here's the thing about down low married women. They have the most game.
Candy?
You already know if I'm going to take it?
Wouldn't be much of an oracle if I didn't.
But if you already know, how can I make a choice?
Because you didn't come here to make the choice. You've already made it. You're here to try to understand why you made it.
Welcome, my friends. My name is Antoine Phoenix, and this is my RP experience. Peace and love to all my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for being here for another one of my videos. Today's video is going to be about date the bisexual woman at your own risk. And also, the 5 things that women say they don't like, but they actually do like. Now first, let's do the bisexual woman thing, because no one has really ever covered this particular thing. And most men don't care, because they would rather, and I understand this, they would rather their woman, if they're going to cheat or do something, be with another woman than with another man. I have to agree that I am in the minority here, maybe 10%, because I believe roughly 70-80% of men don't care if the woman is bisexual, especially if she's attractive enough. And even me to a certain degree. If she's very attractive, she's nice enough, she's into me enough, I may overlook the fact that either she had a history that she used to be into women, or either that she is into women, but yet she likes men. Now, I've dated 2 to 3 women that I believe were bisexual. One, I found out a lot later, and if I knew that she was, I would not have married her. Now, of course, though, maybe she shifted to that side because our relationship fell off or blew up. That's possible. But even though how frustrated I get with women, I cannot mess with men. Okay? It's nothing about men that I find attractive. Thing is, though, I'll just deal with women in a different way. Now, with her doing that, it makes me think that she must have dilly-dallied into that at some point of our relationship. And to me, I still think that is cheating. Now, maybe if she had told me and I knew offhand, I probably would have been okay with it, only because I was so in love with the woman at the time. But knowing what I know now, because one that I dated before her, that I knew she was like that. And I'll tell a short story here, is that I was talking to this woman. We didn't become official, but I was talking to her. Obviously, we had hooked up and stuff. And I knew I liked her, she liked me. she had this girlfriend, okay? For some reason, I guess she tried to make her girlfriend jealous because she took me over her girlfriend's place and then introduced me to her. Then her girlfriend got pissed off and then they started fighting. Her brother was there and was like, dude, you just want to go outside? I was like, yes, please let me outside. Meanwhile, they're in the house fighting. The girl I was talking to, she was white. The woman that she was messing with was black. Okay, to clear this up, because I know that seemed like ghetto stuff with women just breaking out fighting, even though white women do be fighting too now. Anyway, the black girl kicked her ass. Then her brother was like, yo, man, here, take her. Okay, after her getting beat up, then we had left, and then we eventually hooked up later. We was together again at a bar or something, and I forget if this happened before or after. I think no, this happened before. Then she started making out with some girl that I assumed was lesbian inside the bar, and I was like, okay, fine. Look, I was young at the time. I was like early 20s, freshly out of the Navy. Anyway, so then we was leaving. Then they were making out again on the sidewalk. Meanwhile, there are guys standing around like, go, go, go. And then I was like, okay, fade to black. I just left. Okay, because I didn't know what was going on. I knew she was like that, but then I didn't know, even though we wasn't official, I thought she and I was building something, and obviously she branches off and does that. So then I left. And I think the next time I saw her, that was the time she took me to see her girlfriend, and then the only good thing was we ended up hooking up at the end of the night. At the end of the night, I remember she did this sneaky thing of popping the condom or something, because I remember I had it on, and I remember she was like, oh, I hate those things. She reached down, she did something, I felt a pop, and then I remember it felt a lot better while I was in there. But when I felt myself about to bust, I pulled out. Okay, my pull-out game was strong because she did not end up pregnant either. Anyway, okay, and of course, this was before I met my ex-wife. Okay, so this was way before. But see, my experience with that was that bisexual woman was all over the place. She felt like it was okay to just make out with a girl. And at that time, I would have been okay with it. But see, the thing was, if I was to get married to her, a woman like that, and she wakes up one day, and then she's like, you know what? I'm not happy anymore. I found this woman that's my soulmate, my soul connection. Wink. Okay? And then just wants to blow up the marriage or something. I'm like, who's going to take that loss? Me. Because I have to pay her going out, and then I have to, of course, take care of the kid if we have a kid together or something. So, look, as men, we already have enough stuff built up against us in getting into these types of relationships. I would suggest, if you are dating a woman that is bisexual, just keep it on the casual. Do not get her pregnant. And it goes without saying, probably don't marry her. Now, I understand. If you meet a woman that you really like, she's attractive, she's not, and of course, maybe some bisexual women can be faithful or be with the one gender that they chose to be with at the time. Maybe they do exist. Thing is, though, I've never met one or dated one. So I would say don't do that. Either they straight heterosexual or they straight lesbian. One or the other. Those ones that's in between, they tend to... And the weirdest thing is, if one was into men most of her life, and then now she's a lesbian now, and now supposedly she don't mess with men at all, can't tell me every once in a while she's not going to mess with a dude. So, look, my suggestion is leave those types of women alone. The last clip that I have to share is things that women say that they don't like, but yet they do. Let's look at this.
5 things that women lie on social media and claim to not like, but they actually love it. First thing you got to understand about most women is that a lot of them are liars, and they have selective morality. So they pick and choose when they want to have integrity. Coming in at number 1, because it's my favorite, is cheating. I done said this before. Women do not hate cheating. Women hate being cheated on. Majority of women, if you have a conversation with them, you'll find out that at some point in their life, whether they was young, old, they've been another woman, right? They've been the other woman to a man who was cheating. They had no problem being a side chick. They had no problem messing around with a man who they knew was taken. I done met so many women throughout my life. I have had to cut women off because they can't seem to stop messing with other people's men. And I don't do that, right? I don't hang around people that do that. That's a no-go for me. I don't play that. But they will sit up in your face and tell you how horrible cheating is. But the truth is, they only care when they the one being cheated on. And a lot of them, contrary to popular belief, don't actually hate being cheated on. They hate the embarrassment that comes with being cheated on when people find out. But if the man would cheat on her in secrecy and only him and her knew that the cheating was going on, most of them, they really don't care. Number two, a lot of women, mistreatment, they don't hate it as long as you can compensate them for it, right? Like, you can actually mistreat them as long as the money right. They'll give up their dignity and respect for money. A lot of them can be bought. So it doesn't matter how disrespectful that man is. It don't matter how terrible he treat her, as long as the compensation adds up and makes sense, literally. Next, number three, deadbeats. Women actually love deadbeats, right? Especially when he can give her all his time. You think that while she out going on these dates and he taking her out of the country and doing all of this stuff, that she asking him, well, why you ain't spending this time with your kids? No, she don't care that he ain't spending this time with them kids. She don't care that she don't never hear him talking about going to get them kids. She don't care that she ain't never seen him talk about sending no money to them baby mamas. Only person she care about is her, right? As long as he treating her good. And if she got kids, she only cares about the treatment that he gives to her children. Biological, not biological. She only cares about her and her situation. Attention. Number four, women love attention. They'll sit up and tell you and lie straight to your face and tell you that they don't do this for attention. They don't do that for attention. They absolutely love attention. They love male attention.
Okay, so there we go. And this is why I usually say that black women are the most honest women. Yes, there are white women that do spill the tea and say certain things that women do, but a lot of times they don't go as in depth, or they don't point out certain things as much. Or if they do, it'll be things like girls' trips or certain manipulations that women do. I guess they're being truthful in that type of way, but they try not to smear, to say too much, so that men will be like, you know what, all y'all trash. Okay, but the black women, when they be telling the truth about other women, oh my God, they be opening up the book and sharing the time. So look, and I can attest to this, because the women that, as soon as I meet them and we start talking, and it's like, oh, I can't handle a guy cheating and lying to me. All those women that have gave me that type of speech during our first couple of sit downs, they did the same shit. Okay, so I can believe that. And of course, I guess this goes for anyone, really, man or woman. Most people, they don't mind cheating or being the other person, but they don't like when it's being done to them. But the only thing that I'll say is, as I say before, what's the one thing that a lot of women will lie about? Their character, their moral values, is things that they will lie about. Not all of them, but you have to know them very well to know if they are bullshitting or if they've been hypocritical. So they'll tell you they don't do this and don't do that, and then you end up seeing them do it later, and then you're like, huh, okay. See, this is why I see why bad boys, players, do what they do. In the same way, vice versa, women that are players or something, I believe they deal with so many people moving shady and doing things that they really don't trust anyone. They just treat them how they believe all of them act. Me, I'm pretty much like, I'll treat you how you are acting. If you acting like a 304, then fine, I'll treat you like a 304. If you're acting like a lady, I'll treat you like a lady. The thing is, though, is those people that can lie and make you believe they are good or they are a certain way that they are not. Those are the ones that you have to watch out for. So, ending this video off, I would tell men, do not get real serious with a woman that's bisexual unless if you know her to have real good character and to not have did her past girlfriends or boyfriends dirty. If you can see a track record that they have not did that, or either they was at least honest, not victim blaming or always shifting that the other person was so terrible or something, and they can look at themselves, then maybe there's some hope there. And then also watch out when women stand on the mountain and say they are this and that and they are so perfect and loving and all this other stuff, and yet their actions show you otherwise. And the only way you can kind of tell that if you look at their past relationships. And if you don't know, then maybe you, especially if they are smearing their partner really bad, then maybe you might want to ask the last person that they dated their side of the story, especially if they keep talking about them and bringing them up. Anyway, that's it. Give me a like and subscribe, and have a good day.
My advice, if you're married and you think you're happily married and your husband starts to cheat on you, he's a piece of shit.
Damn.
And look at him, it's a piece of shit, and get out of it. Get out of that marriage. But I couldn't do that. Couldn't walk away.
Didn't you have an affair early on in the relationship, or when you were a brother?
Yeah, but I don't think Andy ever knew about that.
Wait a minute!
He did say
What?
He did?
Yes, you would confess to him.
Oh.
He says he didn't stray from the marriage until you told him you had already strayed.
Oh, that's not true. I don't think.
You went first.
What happened? You had an affair?
I had a very brief affair with a very attractive Irish man. And it was just nothing. There's nothing. In terms of, I would never have broken up a marriage for it. There's nothing. There's nothing.
Gotcha.
My heart hope to die. Zone out, brown cow, pow, boom, pow. Get a sham wow for your soak on right now. Not a towel on your buddy, old pal. Take a bow, how? Just bend over, yodeling, yoda, yodeling your doda against the flow. Join us flowing solo as a team. 3 pairs, 9 meters, high, high greeters. Now standing sitters, crawling critters, rubbish litterers, trash by literally liturgical litters. Line with brine and white wine.
Roger that, copy, Red Rover.
Roger Rabbit, ram, get rammed at 30 grits and